podcast contains spoilers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Last Ship, Season 3, Episode 3, Shanzhai. Shahashrala. I'm your host, Clio, and welcome to the One Woman Podcast. I've changed the box. I have current characters. We've got, not Chandler, oh my god, Slattery, who played a big role this week. And I was going to call her Sasha, but she's Jessie. This season is off to a fantastic start, and I think this episode was great. And we've come to this point. I really want to talk about Chandler a lot. And we touched on it last season with, him confining Dr. Scott, putting her under arrest, all that stuff. But, Sasha really calls him out. She's like, is this you making a good decision, or is this you being a control freak? And that's actually a really good question, because I don't know what the answer is. But her outing him as a control freak made last episode make a little bit more sense. Because I was asking why is he mad at her for spreading the cure? Why is he upset at that? And it makes a lot more sense since he's a control freak and she's doing it outside of the authority of the Chinese government and of the authority of the U.S. government. So it makes a lot more sense now. So Chandler changes the chain of command, which is his first rash decision. Although I think it was, I honestly think it was a good decision. I mean, it really does seem like he's punishing Burke for something that, he made a good... It might not have been the best decision, but it was the decision that was needed at the time. And yes, they happened to be however far away from, 20... Yeah, I think they said they were 20 minutes away from scooping up, Burke and... Shoot, I didn't put up my list. Oh no, I don't have my list of characters. Yeah, he was, 20 minutes away from picking up, shit, is it Cameron? Yeah, I think the older one is Carlton. Fuck. I like the IMDb list. Full cast and crew. There we go. I'm looking for Burke. Carlton. I'm sorry, Carlton is the younger one. Yeah, so he was 20 minutes away from picking up Green and Burke, Carlton Burke. But he was going after Slattery and the rest of, the majority of the people who were missing. So honestly, I think that was a pretty good idea, because he had no way of knowing that Green, Danny and Carlton were not with the rest of them, unless he did. But I'm pretty sure he didn't know until they, were boat speeding towards him. I don't know. I just think he was too harsh on Cameron. I think Chandler was too harsh on him. But I support that he picked Alicia Granderson for XO. Just because she does have this way about people, with people, that... I mean, you see, we don't know enough about Cameron to say anything, because, he got demoted, and it seemed like at first he could be bitter, and he was being, a little bit, snarky in the way he was saying, yes, ma'am. But I think overall he's a cool dude, but honestly, we don't know that much about him. And we got some Burke brother bonding, but it wasn't what I expected. It was more like they were arguing with each other. Because Carlton was like, you don't know the man. You don't know him, and you're judging him on not knowing him. And I guess it's a little true, but I think Cameron reserves the right to be a little pissed. But Alicia did a fantastic job. She got Sasha to stay and fly the copter. Everyone was being like super sassy to her, like the bad kind of sass, because the mechanic sort of just like hands her apart and he's like, "Here's your thing," and then walks away. And I was just like, "What happened? What's going on?" I guess because they know she's leaving and they all know that they need a helo captain, a helo pilot, and a helo. They need a helo. So maybe that's why everyone was like mad at her for wanting to leave. But I think what got to Jesse definitely was, did I say Sasha before? I meant Jesse. We're talking about Jesse. Jesse. That's Jesse. I think what definitely got Jesse to stay was Granderson when she went down to talk to her, saying, you're spreading the cure. That's what we're doing too. And, driving one case of cure from over one border is not going to do as much as being on this ship, because they have the power to actually change things. Like, I'm not saying that what Jesse was doing wasn't helping, because it was. I'm sure it was. But with the Nathan James, they have the power to change the landscape of this region, because if we don't know what's going on in Asia right now. We don't know if it's a mutation. We don't know if it's fake cure being distributed, but the Nathan James can get to the bottom of it and they can fix it. So I think Jessie knows that staying with the Nathan James is her best shot at making a difference right now. And I think it was a little bit of Wolf too, because Wolf and her seem to have some weird chemistry, and especially since they met at a point where Wolf was just very broken up about Val, which, as we go forward, I'm thinking maybe she is actually dead, but we don't know, because the only people who were able to go through the rubble of that blown up ship, we don't even know how it blew up. Were the Chinese, were Pang, and Pang's not going to tell anybody the truth. Pang's already lied to the president. So, there's that. But yeah, I think her and Wolf have some nice chemistry. And he's just coming off real, and we've hardly seen Wolf this emotional. Like, we saw him this emotional after the Israeli woman died. But this is like a prolonged emotion. Like, he's still, when he tried to, I think he wanted to say something to her to get her to stay, but he was just so like done with things that he just sort of just walked off. But yeah, I have to move on from here. Yeah. Chandler's changing of command might be because he's a control freak. Definitely making his plan, which was a little reckless, him going with the landing party into the Dodge City, which I get. I'm still not 1,000% sure what a Dodge City is, but it seems like it's a makeshift city, is what it seems like to me. Because I freaking loved that them coming. I think the title of the episode is the name of the city, so Shanzhai. I love them coming into Shanzhai, and it's just like the layout of the town. I'm like, wow, this is something like out of Uncharted, or something, with all like the pirates and the like merchants and stuff. It was awesome. They did a great job with that set design. But yeah, he wanted to come. Sasha was like, we got this. And Sasha definitely proved that she had it. Like, they went down on the ground. She's, did the signal, let her up into the arms dealer's apartment, and she's the one who speaks Chinese. She's the one who knows her way around. And she just gets it done. Uh, yeah. I loved the guy, the arms dealer. And I was so surprised that Chandler even entertained giving an arms dealer U.S. grade, weapons. But he just puts down this backpack and he's like, I have these amazing weapons. You're an arms dealer. And he's just like, you have the watch from Top Gun. And I thought it was going to be like, oh, he wants the weapons and the watch from Top Gun. But they take the bag away at the end. And I was like, he just wanted the watch. He just wanted to be Tom Cruise from Top Gun. That scene was so funny. But yeah, they're sent in the direction of Kenji, who is, I don't even know what Kenji was. I think he was trying to sell stuff. When they found him with Slattery's jacket, I was just too like, I was like, oh, Slattery's jacket. That I didn't even hear what Kenji was saying when he was was he peddling Cure? Fake Cure? I don't remember. I was just so focused on that jacket. I was like, that jacket! Chandler totally blew their covers, just shaking down Kenji. And then in comes the MSS, just the Chinese military, and gunfire breaks out. I love they were running away, and they just told the pirates, hey, it's the MSS! And the pirates opened fire on them. I was so confused that because, people were just popping up from behind barrels and stuff, and I was like, whoa, do they have this many people? But then I was like, wait, they're not wearing black. They're not part of the... It's just so funny. It was a lot of chaos, which I think is what they were banking on. Yeah, that whole sequence was great. I love that guy, that Wolf, face down against, because he matched Wolf in hand to hand, which I don't think anyone's really been able to do that. And he got away. They both beat each other up, but then the dude got away, and it's like, I am expecting a showdown later in the season. I am expecting this guy to come back and for Wolf to get a rematch. Definitely expecting it. But that scene was great because they were fighting in this alleyway, but there were people, bystanders on either side of the alleyway. And some camera angles, got it where you saw, over the shoulder of one of the extras, but, the extras were great because they would just turn around and talk to each other, be like, can you fucking believe this? Look what's going on. It was just very funny. So Kenji, before he runs into the bullet fire of the MSS, tells Chandler a name. He says, Takahaya. Chandler doesn't know what this means. They get back on the ship. And I have to pause for a second. We need to talk about Jesse's helicopter, because that shit's irradiated. They have an irradiated helicopter. They're driving an irradiated helicopter around, picking up the crew. It's parked on the back of the boat. It's like, you can't just wash radiation off. That shit has to die on its own. It's just like, you let this irradiate. It's that plot point is just swept under the rug. It's like, nobody's addressing the fact that this is an irradiated helicopter. Nobody? Okay. Yeah, no, because you would not be able to you can't wash radiation off. Maybe they had a decontamination, but I don't know. They just landed. Nothing happened. They just landed, and I didn't see any decontamination. But anyway, I don't know how that works. I should have looked it up. That would have been interesting. But they're not addressing it, so clearly it's not important to the story, and we just have to move on. We have to accept it, accept that it's no longer irradiated, and move on. Yeah, so they get back to the ship with Slattery's jacket and the name Takahaya, and Sasha's like, I didn't believe this dude. I mean, did she say she didn't believe he existed, or she knew he existed, didn't believe he was still alive, or whatever? So he's the vampire pirate. I don't know if that's what Takahaya means. Yeah, I forgot what they said about that. But he's considered the vampire pirate because he needs all this blood. Dude, I don't get it. God, one of my lights really smells bad. Hope it's not burning anything. Anyway, you know, and he brings in Slattery, hooks him up, starts draining him, and puts the blood right into his system. So he obviously needs the blood. The question, I mean, we don't see any of the other we don't see anyone else receive the blood. It's just Takahaya. And what I thought originally, I was like, okay, maybe he needs the cure in their blood. Maybe he's got the red flu and he needs the cure in their blood and it's not strong enough. You know, like they've clearly gotten a because the Japanese woman from the first episode who's trying to cure her family and they're all dead with the cure from the U.S. Either that cure is fake or it's a mutated strain that this cure doesn't work on. So we don't know which one that is. And now we don't know whether anyone else besides Takahaya is getting the blood. Because if other people are also getting the blood, that means that it's probably for the cure in their blood. That's why they're doing it. But we've only seen Takahaya getting it. If it's only Takahaya who's getting the blood, it's for a different reason. So it's either for a different disease he has, because they bring Slattery in and he can hardly stand. He's like leaning against either the door frame or the railing on the steps, but it looked like he couldn't stand. He didn't look amazing. Even when he gets the blood and they go and he can stand and they go to eat together, he still looks really pale, like an off color, like he doesn't look right. So he's got to be sick with something. And I looked up diseases you may need a blood transfusion for. Severe liver diseases, because if he's got or kidney disease, if he's got kidney failure, he's gonna need. Because, you know, people with kidney failure are put on dialysis. So maybe this is his half-baked version of dialysis. He could have anemia or some forms of cancer. But he could just have a different disease. Because if he... I don't remember if they said... that he took the name Takahaya before or after the red flu. Because if he took it before, then it's probably a pre-existing condition. So then it is some other form of disease. But man, I don't know. He's still a mystery. I like that they explained some stuff, but then was like, you still don't know. You still have no idea. It's great. A+ rating. Love it. And I also, it's nice subtle touch, but when they had Slattery hooked up, they had the needle in his vein, but there was a red circle with like just an outline red circle right below it. And I was like, why is there a circle? Are they doing something else besides drawing blood? And then didn't realize until they brought Master Chief back to the cell. Master Chief had AB written in there. And then I was like, oh, blood type. They're writing their blood type in their arm right next to the needle site. So, Slattery is O negative. Master Chief is AB. Was it AB negative? I forget. AB something. And, we don't know. No one else has been taken yet for more blood. Or no one else has been brought back. They have not stopped using their brains. Like, every one of them is still using their brains. They're talking about coordinates and where the sun is, and when the stars come up, we'll find the North Star, and we'll know which way east, west, blah, blah, blah is. And then, oh no, what's oh God, what's the ginger's name? Miller. Miller, and the kid's name, I think his name is, shoot, I forgot his name. Kid, where you at? Oh, I'm so bad. There were just so many names. Ray. Miller and Ray kind of have to really talk Slattery into letting them sneak out and find, directions. So they take their paces as they go, and they split off. And they start with the fact that they're sneaking through the toilet. Gotta smell really awesome. So they sneak through the toilet, go opposite ways. They sort of get a bit of a lay of the land. And Ray finds a cell tower, a radio tower. So there's that, and that's going to be important. But they're mapping out the coordinates and all of that. And Ray's still really learning. And I didn't mention when they had the party with so I guess Sitwell went up to Miller, and he was like, where's Ray? And he's like, about to have a life-changing experience. He was gonna have sex with a girl for the first, like, oh my God. He was just gonna have sex with her behind the bench. It's just so funny. Anyway, now he's climbing through a shitter, so life changes pretty quickly. So yeah, that's all I got for this episode. I'm just so interested in Takahaya and what his deal is, and we still aren't any closer to finding who the real bad guy is, or if they are both bad guys, Pang and Takahaya. So we don't know yet. Very good mysteries. Love it. So next episode is Devil May Care. Chandler must confront his suspected new foe. Oh, I guess he's gonna confront Takahaya. Slattery learns more about the supposed virus mutation. Supposed. See, they're still using... We're not sure if that's what's going on. Pressure mounts on President Michner as the situation worsens. Oh, right. I didn't even talk about the politics because the whole time I'm just like, shut up. So, Thing 1 and Thing 2, which I guess they're part of the president's cabinet, are like fighting behind the president's back over whether he's good, whether anyone really wants to follow him, and he, the president's struggling with congressmen who are out there. Oh God, I forgot what they were bitching about, but they were bitching about something. The president's just like, what is wrong with you dudes? Oh, no, I forgot about the fucking news anchor. Not the news anchor, the reporter. Oh my God. That guy was so annoying. He just comes up to Kara and's like, you want to have dinner? She's like, no, I have a baby to get back to. Also a husband. Would you like to have coffee later then? Can we make it like a work thing, please? It's like, Jesus Christ. But he's digging somewhere. He's digging for something. It's not going to be good because the president gets a video from the pirates of Slattery saying they have us captive, which I was very mad. He's like, they have me and 5 other officers captive. And I'm like, did you just forget about Will? Did you just not want to mention Will, maybe? Yeah, I know he's dead, but still. God damn it. Anyway, they said that came in on a channel, which is very bad, because that means other people in the United States may have seen it, including that reporter, who is going to be like, oh, we're going to war with China. It's like, dude. Warmongers. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know what you think is going on with Takahaya. You think he's got some other disease? You think it's a mutation? Let me know in the comments. how to do the outro. I don't know why when it's just me, I like freeze on the outro. You can find me at Clio on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts or some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye-bye. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Getting good at this.